The federal government has cautioned politicians and other individuals against politicizing the recent stampedes that occurred during food distribution exercises in Ibadan, Anambra and Abuja, saying that the tragic incidents are in no way linked to President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms. The federal government, in a statement by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said similar tragedies have happened in the past and that attempts to link the latest tragic episodes to President Tinubu are unfounded and disingenuous. He said the reforms by the president, which are gradually repositioning the Nigerian economy for sustainable growth, are not responsible for the stampedes. The minister said the stampedes underscore the importance of ensuring proper crowd management, especially during festive seasons, and called on those who intend to organize events to adhere strictly to police guidelines. All right, Rufai, really sad situation over the weekend. We're still reeling from what happened in Ibadan. And then we heard of similar situations happening in Abuja and then Anambra State. Death tolls, unfortunately, still increasing. At the last time, over 50 people have been affected already. But now the president spoke, the Minister of Information and Orientation is saying that don't politicize it. It's not President Tinubu that's responsible for this. So indirectly, it's not hunger. There are other reasons it's happened in the past. What do you make of this?
Let's not divide the fact that there's hunger in the land. I'm not about politicizing stampedes because it's not good for the memory of those we lost.
Yes.
They're human beings too.
Yeah.
So let's not use people that pass to take a very cheap shot. But you can't also deny the fact that there's a lot of hunger in the land, unprecedented hunger as a result of the policies of President Tinubu. But like I said last week, it will happen again. As we speak, one is happening just in front of me.
Just across the road, just down the street.
In Falomo here, and please, the authorities go there. I don't know who is sharing palliative in Falomo. That people are literally coming on the road. There's so much crowd on this Awolowo road. If a vehicle loses control, it will kill a lot of people. As we speak now, it's happening in Falomo here. And why I said it was going to happen again is that we don't have a culture of crowd control.
No, we don't.
We don't pay attention to safety regulations for crowd control. It's never a thing. And for those that want to politicize, we have, during the PDP's administration too in this country, we had immigration stampede that led to the loss of life. Yes. At the start of the year, we had government agency customs. So it also shows that government parastatals too do not know how to pay attention to crowd control. What can we do? Number one, the need for permits. Number two, the need for logistical planning. I also heard one happen around somewhere called the Natives event where the native land, the stage fell. Yes. In fact, someone that was there was just inches away. I was thanking God for her life.
So sad.
So sad. The stage fell. Also, vendors. What are the quality of vendors you're using? Yeah. Those that installed that stage should be called for investigation. Yeah. Secondly, what are the egress points, the exit points? Yeah. You must be able to tell people before you start. Fourthly, also, if you need to employ services of police officers to coordinate last-mile officials and everything, you should do that. So if you do not do that, nobody moves on. But we have a culture that doesn't pay attention to crowd control. And please, people should stop conspiracy theory. The one that happened in Anambra is a very unfortunate one. The other, yesterday on my radio show, somebody was calling and trying to link it that the person wanted to use their blood for sacrifice. It's very sad. People should not say such a thing. Don't say such a thing because it demonizes people that want to do good. People genuinely want to do good. They want to meet the needs of others. But most importantly, we must pay attention to ensuring that things are done properly. That's just it. It's a season of festivity and all of that. Because for every of this event that you're having a stampede, you've had many other outreach that have been very successful this season.
Actually, more
that have been successful. Yeah. In that Anambra State, I know over 10 or 15 that I've seen the picture. That was a success, and it was done in an orderly manner. Yeah. So please, let us calm things down this period. And the authorities, whatever is happening in Falomo there, people should go there and bring some sanity back. If a car just loses control, it's going to be mayhem. But another one waiting to happen.
Very true. On our way to work, because we plow the same route, on our way to work this morning, whether you're going to or from, along Awolowo Road towards the end, there's a school here, and I believe someone is sharing palliatives. And it's just a stark reminder that sometimes we don't learn. When incidents like this happen, we don't take action. And to be honest, if we had actually taken very serious, paid serious attention after what happened in Ibadan happened last week, perhaps we might have been able to prevent what happened in Abuja and Anambra. And that's why we keep talking about it. We keep talking about it because prevention is certainly better than response or reaction. And what we often do as a nation is to respond, is to react. And when things happen like this, we then begin to run around and see, oh, what could have happened? When these deaths, these accidents are largely preventable. We've talked about this a number of times. The president, in response to these tragedies, has said he had cancelled his activities over the weekend to mourn the huge loss that we faced as a nation over the last few days. Before then, when the Ibadan incident happened and we as a nation lost 35 of our promising bright stars, I had mentioned that at that point, a day of national mourning should have been called. And we'll talk about what's going on in Mayotte and President Macron very shortly and see the different ways that countries respond to tragedies. If that had happened and we are taking a serious look at that time, maybe we wouldn't have what happened in Abuja and Anambra. Because if 35 young children dying was enough for us to call a red alert and begin to investigate, we might have been able to prevent these other ones. But it's unfortunate. Let's not cry over spilled milk. Going forward, what can be done? We postulated a number of suggestions. A lot of people have done that. If you read articles, listen to opinions, public opinion, you would hear what people have said. And it's not rocket science, that's the truth. As has been said, this is not the first time people are sharing, or having large outreaches, especially during festive seasons or towards the end of the year when people want to just, at the end of the year, you're being reflective and you want to support people, especially when things are really hard for people. We cannot remove that. It's not politicizing, it's just the fact. The fact on ground is that people are hungry. If the politicians don't know, if the leaders don't know, maybe they need to feel the pulse of the people and understand just how bad situation of things are. It doesn't remove the culpability of organizers and government in terms of ensuring there's a safety measure in place at events like this. First thing I said last week, risk register. Have a process and procedure for having big events like this. As we have, Lagos State is a good example. Let me highlight that. They have the Lagos State Safety Commission. It's different from LASEMA. When you have big events, you are meant to, and unfortunately everybody doesn't know this, you're meant to register your event with Lagos State Safety Commission. I hope other states have these measures in place as well. Lagos is, and then when you do that, they bring their, they have emergency services officials, including the police and other, responses, last man, whoever you might need, even health officials, to come to your event to ensure that you are within, health and safety is respected. So can other states replicate that and then ensure that people know how to register their events for things like this? It's very important. I hope we can get to speak more about this because this is quite pressing issues. But I think it's speaking or preaching to the choir when we talk about the things that must be done. It's not a lack of awareness or knowledge of what should be done. It is just the will and the seriousness that we put and the premium we place on human lives to actually take action on things like this. Hopefully we'll continue the conversation later. We have a guest coming on later on and we'll be speaking to our correspondent in Anambra to see what the status of things on ground is. Moving on, Premium Trust Bank, a bank inaugurated only 2 years ago, has opened its 18th branch and head office annex in Mafoluku, Airport Office Road, Lagos. According to the managing director of the bank, Emmanuel Emefienim, the bank upgraded from a regional bank into a national bank within a year of its operations and just recently got rated as Africa's fastest growing bank. Arise News correspondent Fadesola Shotinwa was at the branch opening.
Premium Trust Bank, in pursuit of pushing boundaries and setting new standards in service delivery, has opened its head office annex in its bid to continue providing customers with world-class banking experience. The bank, amongst other facilities, is equipped with a sick bay, canteen, and a training school office.
In 2 years, we are already 18 branches up. Hopefully by next week, the 19th branch will be opened because it's set to be opened. In 2 years, the bank has become highly profitable. We've grown our balance sheet size, and we are hoping that before the end of this year, we would have crossed the 1 trillion naira mark in terms of balance sheet. That has never happened in the history of Nigerian banking. And it goes to show the resilience, it goes to show, the knowledge of the business, the experience.
To the glory of God and to the benefit of mankind. Thank you.
There's no better place for us to be able to show that Nigeria is ready, Lagos is ready, and I believe the likes of Premium Trust, what they are saying to us is also they are ready. You know, you go into their facility, I couldn't even imagine that they have that large call center capacity, which shows that they have the ability to respond to customers' need, right? So the state government is to be an enabler. We'll create the enabling space for them. We'll step back and for them to do business to business, you know, people to people business. And that's how businesses flourish. That's how businesses grow. That's how the economy develops.
Premium Trust Bank is committed to providing solutions that will make banking more convenient, accessible, and rewarding to customers. With its advanced digital solutions, state-of-the-art contact center, customer-centric service, and community-focused initiatives. Fadishola Shotingwa, Arise News.
Congratulations, Premium Trust Bank. Well, following a busy but remarkable year, staff of Arise News set work aside briefly to unwind with an end-of-the-year party, mother of all end of the years. The memorable event, which held at the rooftop of the iconic Ebony Life building in Lagos this weekend, was attended by staff and friends of the station from the media world and other professions. Arise News is a global channel known for its excellent reporting and has consistently remained the leading broadcast network in Africa with presence on the global front. Members of staff used the occasion to share the organization's success story as made possible by the visionary leadership of the proprietor, Nduka Obaigbena, and his team of seasoned journalists.
It has been a wonderful event, wonderful experiences. Even though we have ups and downs, but we still give God all the glory. You know, God has been faithful. And we want to thank our chairman, Nduka Obaigbena, for everything he has been doing. God has been using him to do a lot, and we want to, show our appreciation to him. And I'm very sure that it's going to be a remarkable year for Arise News, because a lot is going to happen, that people have not seen before and people have not heard before. So watch out and see.
2024 has been a great year for Arise News. Of course, you already know our chairman is an extraordinary person. He's someone that is a visionary. So with his vision and making sure that the team gets his message and put it out there, we've been recognized, in different categories of awards. TV presenters for different programs. Our shows keep getting more recognition every day because we're telling the story just how people want to. We're telling a balanced story, which is very important because most places you see that they tell story, but it's only one-sided. But our boss, our chairman, always makes sure we, have that balance, of news, because when you give one side the opportunity to talk, you have to give the other side right of reply, So that fairness has attracted more people to us as well. And, speaking for the voiceless, well, Arise News is literally covering everything that is happening across Nigeria, across the world. We're there telling people the stories. People that can't go there, we bring the stories to them. So that our platform right now is just growing numbers. I think sometimes in April, we launched in South Africa and 9 other African countries. So now it makes it a total of 54 countries, whereby our coverage is wider and our statistics has increased in numbers.
The year has been very, very interesting. In fact, from the creative point of view, I'm particularly delighted that Arise News was able to churn out as many programs as possible, especially our involvement in the Saudi Arabian Economic Summit, where we had enough crew hands there. We had Rufai, Rotus, Adeswa, Giwasaki, a whole lot of them, and we're able to do a very good programming transmission from there, and the breaking down of each segment have also explained better what the world should look like. And also, if you take a look at other things from the morning show point of view, we were able to hit as many views as possible. We still remain the #1 flagship program in Nigeria. I'd like to thank the chairman of the organization, for creating a platform for telling African stories from a global perspective. Indeed, it's been a tough year, but we'll stay steadfast in bringing the news to every home across the globe, right? And we'll continue to do so in the new year, right? So watch out for Arise. The sky is the limit, right? Anywhere there's a news, Arise will be there. And it's incredible to be part of our colleagues having a fun time, celebrating a tough year, right, together. So we'll continue to do that and watch out for what Arise will do in the new year. Thank you very much.
It's good to see, people who are usually buried deep in work, letting or showing their lighter side at the end of the year party. Really, really great outing there.
I hear there's somebody here in the studio with us called Baby, that she won $150 in the dancing competition.
Rufai,
and there was,
that could have easily been yours.
Yeah, but I wasn't there. I couldn't make it there. So I think Baby knows how to do the needful.
Yes, there shall be implications.
So please, Baby, please, as you turn on the teleprompter to say it's time for a short break now, remember just to also add your implication. But it's always good, to see members of staff come together and do something great, together. This is the only time we get to unwind in the course of the year.
Yeah.
At a time like this. And it's been a tough year, but we thank God for his mercies that constantly keep us. And, we can only assure all of our viewers out there that next year is going to be a greater year. You thought this year was great, next year is going to be a greater year, because next year we're going to be looking at the elections just 2 years away. True. And a lot of work will have to start, all sides, all views. We need to give every side a chance. We need to tell and report stories more. Probably next year, I want to be on the road as much as possible too myself next year. I mean, we started a bit of that, like Ozzy did say, they were in Saudi Arabia, so a lot more reportage.
It was good traveling this year.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
Dr. Bati went to Davos this year. Davos, I went to Bahamas. You went to Saudi Arabia. So it was quite a good year for traveling.
So it was a lot of reportage. That we look forward to a great year. And for you too in your life, despite the challenges you've been through, we can only pray for the best for you. It's going to be your year.
Yes.
And we're rest assured of that.
Well, next up is the This Day Arise Awards. This Day Awards 2025. So we're looking forward to that in January. Congratulations to the This Day Arise Group Media Group.